to Granny was 73, and I have been asked by somebody in my neighborhood to do a love spell for them. I decided when I do spells, I don't normally put like I don't film them because I find them to be very personal. But in this case, I thought that I would mention um, that I don't do love spells because love spells can be very, very dangerous. A lot of people will post online that they have love spells that really work and make this person that you love fall back in love with you. And the problem is when you're doing manipulative magic like that is that you're messing with somebody's free will, and it goes against the Wiccan Rede and the law of three. Everything you send out into the universe comes back to you threefold. So you don't want to be messing with anybody else's free will. It's first of all, it's not fair because if you're doing magic for somebody or against somebody that they're not aware of, then you're not giving them a fair chance. You're not being fair to anybody, including yourself, because that energy that you're sending out is a negative energy. It's not positive. Even if you're coming from a place of positive thinking, like you're trying to do a healing spell for somebody, you need to say, would you mind me doing this spell for you? Or would you like me to do a prayer for you? Or something like that. You don't ever take it upon yourself to know what somebody wants you to do for them. And so I told this lady, I don't do that kind of magic, but I will do a charm to attract love into your life. It's not something that's going to specifically on someone that she wants to fall in love with her, but it's attracting love into her life so that her life, the spell is actually going on her. Um, so this is a simple charm. It's basically I've written a bunch of stuff down. I'm not going to tell you the lady's name because that isn't fair of me. She never gave me permission to tell anybody's name, so I'm not going to say anything. But I'm going to tell you the basics of what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you some little tricks and tips that a lot of people will use ritual and cast a circle and do all that stuff, and that's well and good because if that helps you focus on your energy and directing what you're doing to into one space, by all means cast a circle, call the quarters, do whatever you need to do. This entire room is my sacred space, so as I've said before, I don't need to cast circle in here because I've already cleansed and charged this area with my own vibration. The other thing that I want to mention is that I will not do a spell like this for somebody that over the internet or that I don't know personally. Like this woman, I've spent time in her personal vibration, and I know her. I don't know her like I've known her for years. I've known her for a few months. And the other day she has a shop here in town, and the other day she asked me to do one for her. And at first it started out like she was kind of joking because she seemed a little bit nervous about asking, but um, I've spent time in her personal vibration, so I know the type of person that she is. And it sounds a little bit, weird, but if you think about it, everything, every living thing, if you follow native tradition, every living thing has a vibration, and we all vibrate on a frequency that is in different levels. Um, in the native tradition, even rocks have vibration, even they have a spirit, and anybody who works with crystals knows that that's true. Anything that is comes from the living earth has a vibration in it. If you hold a crystal, you can feel the energy in that crystal. If have you ever been in the presence of somebody and there was just something about them you didn't like, something about the way they were, or it not necessarily that you don't necessarily have to speak to the person. It's just a feeling you get. It's because your vibrations aren't simpatico. There's a problem in the vibrational connection, and that's why I won't do any kind of spell work for somebody over the internet. I also don't charge for my spell work or any kind of magical work that I do for people. In my opinion, that's like saying to a starving man as I'm giving him a sandwich, you have to pay me for this. I would never do that. Um, to me, it doesn't feel right. I know there are people out there who do, and that's fine. Like I'm sure that that's your personal belief. I personally believe that it for myself it doesn't make me feel good, and if it doesn't make me feel good, I won't do it. So that's my little intro to this, and this is a simple, straightforward attraction spell. And basically, you take a piece of paper. You remember doing this in school when we did Valentine's Day, and you cut uh, a heart shape, and you take the heart shape, and you're going to transfer it on to a cloth. And in this case, I'm using pink because pink represents love. And in all magic, you're going to work with correspondences. And the first thing I learned when I was learning to do spellcrafting from my mom and my grandma was to know your correspondences, know your moon phases, um, your colors, everything, stones, crystals. Sorry, sorry about that. Also, you're working with moon phases. A lot of people will do. You can read about it online, or you've heard people say you can do new moon spells for new beginnings. Um, excuse me. Waxing and waning moon spells for attracting and for banishing, full moon spells for full potency magic, and our full moon here has already passed. So I'm doing this spell and I kind of putting it together, and I won't be charging it till the new moon. It's for new beginnings. This lady is an older lady, and so she wants to start a new relationship. So when you're doing spells and magical workings, you're doing it with intention, and your intention has to be focused. So that's why I'm just showing you the basics. I'm not going to do the spell online because when I'm doing this and talking to you, I'm not focused on my task. So, so I'm going to be using some pink cloth. I've already showed you. On one side, it's going to be the pink silky stuff, and on the other side, it's going to be the funky colors because this is going to be a charm that you can wear. Yeah, you can wear it around your neck, or you can put it in your purse, or you want to take this with you when you go places. It's an attraction spell, and it works best if it's on your person. Um, you're gonna make a little poppet, and on this little poppet, you're going to write in characteristics of the person that you want to attract. So on this one, in the head space, you put smart, humble. She wanted employed, healthy around the neck area, loving, strong, pure love, um, honest love, trustworthy, loyal, passionate, heat, gentle, kind, and so on. You get the gist. So you make a little poppet, and you write all your stuff. And this is going to be burned in effigy, and that just basically means that effigy means that it's a symbol. It's burned to represent the person that you want to attract. Um, in my bowl here, if you can see, I have some spices, some feathers, some rocks, some crystals, and some shells. And my spices consist of, I have flower petals and some salt and a little bit of sand to represent earth. So I have it written down because my memory is not as good as it used to be. I used to be able to recite all this stuff off, but I can't do that anymore. So, a love attraction charm. You're gonna have cinnamon for fire, right? Cinnamon is linked with fire, but the cinnamon is going. There's cinnamon, ginger, and cayenne pepper, and they're all linked with fire because there's heat to those spices. The cinnamon is for success and healing and love. Ginger, mentioned in the Kama Sutra text for its love and sensuality properties, also good to attract wealth, success, and power. Cayenne pepper, banishing negative energy, purification, cleansing, healing, and protection. Added to the love spell will ensure your love will be spicy, can inflame loved ones the loved one with passion. Earth is represented by the bay leaves. I got bay leaves in here for protection of negativity. Bay leaves are a great protection for keeping things at bay. You take them and you can put them into certain spells if you wish to add an extra level of protection against negative magic or negativity. It helps to strengthen your spell. The feather, I got 2 feathers for air, to fan the flames of love, and then 2 crystals for earth, for grounding, healing, and matters of the heart. 2 shells, water, emotional focus, and healing to clear the way for new love. Ash of the paper man, or woman, if you're doing this for a man, represents fire for passion and strength of love and connection. So when you do this spell, you're going to put all this stuff together. You're going to make your little poppet, and you're going to set them aside. Then you're going to take and you're going to make a little heart, and you're going to draw on one of your pieces of cloth, because you're going to need 2 pieces of cloth. You're going to draw the little heart shape, like this. A very light pen or fabric pencil, or you can use regular pencil, doesn't matter. And what you're going to do is you're going to match the sides. So you're going to find out which sides are going to be the outside, because you're going to turn this inside out. And you're going to take, let me just see if I can, oh, it's over here, excuse me. You're going to take your pins, sorry about that, really should have had all this stuff out, and you're going to, first you're going to cut the longer fabric, so that you want your fabrics to be sort of the same size. They don't have to be perfect, but like this, so that when you pin it together, you're going to pin it outside the heart shape, and then you're going to sew around the line before you cut all this excess off. That way you know that you're not making it too small or lopsided or whatever. So I'm just going to quickly pin this, and then I'll show you what I mean. Sorry about the shakiness. I've got this tablet sitting in a box because I don't have it here to stand for it, so that you're up to this level. And as I said, this part is not the spell. This is, I'm doing this with intention still, and I'm putting my energy into my work. But when you do the spell part with the burning the man and putting all the pieces inside, it's going to be on the new moon. I'm going to put it all together, and then I'm going to set it on the windowsill and let the new moon charge it. And I'm going to send a prayer up to the goddess and ask her to bless this charm. You can do the same thing with poppets as well. If you're doing a poppet for somebody that's like for protection or some stuff like that. And Okay, sorry about that. My camera decided it had enough and it saved the last video by itself. So this is how you pin, and then you're gonna take your thread, and now, like I said, you're working with correspondences. So if you're doing a love spell, you can use pink thread, red thread. You can use black thread for protection. I'm choosing to use white thread for purity, and because it'll be easier with the light pinkness of the cloth. And then you're gonna do in a clockwise motion, because while you're doing this, your intention is to attract. So when you do clockwise, you're bringing to you. When you do widdershins or counterclockwise, you're sending it away. You're banishing it. So you're gonna start here at the top of your heart, over to the edge, and one of your little things, and you're gonna go around. And I mean, for me, this is clockwise, this way. But when you do it, you'll know. But you have to leave a space, because you're gonna stuff this with, and I'm using cotton batton, my spices. Some people will stuff this completely with spices and herbs, and that's okay. You can do that too. When you do lavender dream pillows, they're usually full of lavender. I always stuff a little bit of cotton in there, just because somebody's gonna wear this around their neck or on their person. You don't want it to be overpowering, but you want it to be pleasant. The idea is that human beings have scent memories. We smell something, and it's linked to our memories, and it doesn't matter who we are, what state of our lives we're in. We could have dementia, and we smell something that reminds us of something, and our mind is going, oh. Suddenly we're back in that time of our life, and we're like cookies baking in the kitchen. If you had a mom who baked or a grandma who baked, whenever you smell those cookies, you're going to remember that person, because your memory is tied to that smell. So that's the idea behind doing these kind of charms. It's an attraction charm, because the smells of cinnamon and cayenne pepper and ginger create a sense of um, love and home and comfort in some people. Like gingerbread houses at Christmas, and cinnamon buns, stuff like that. Like it draws you in. So in a sense, that's what you're doing. You're wearing this charm to bring love to you. You're carrying it with you. Now for this lady, I'm also going to do a candle magic charm. I don't have the candles today, but I will be getting them before the new moon. And I'm going to use a pink candle and a red candle. Pink is for love, red is for passion. And I'm going to carve a heart, half a heart on the pink candle, half a heart on the red candle, so that you can put them together and they burn at the same time. And I'm also going to make an olive oil rose blend. I'm going to take some olive oil, and I'm going to put rose petals in it, and I'm going to make a rose oil, which will anoint the candles. And anybody, like love magic, roses are always in love magic. It's just something that they do. Roses are connected to love. Different colors of roses represent different parts of passion. White is purity, pink is sweetheart love, red is passion, so on and so on. So if you're interested in doing this kind of stuff and you've never done it before, I would suggest the first thing you do is learn your correspondences. Learn colors, like what different colors represent. If you have to write it down, write it down. There's no shame in that. When you're learning, and there's a whole learning curve behind magic, just like anything else. Excuse me. And then when you're done, and I will show you in a later video, you can add stuff like lace and some beads, pretty little things to make it unique to the person. And this is going to come where there's going to be a little love note inside of the heart, where, you know, it just basically, it's going to be a little note to the goddess of love, Aphrodite, whoever it is that you pray to for the love goddess. She has a lot of aspects. That's everything for today, YouTube, and I will come to you with an update and show you my candle part of this in a later video. Okay, so please subscribe and leave me comments. I love to read the comments, and I do respond to them. And blessed be. Have a great day.